So I just finished changing out all the chrome on the truck to black and also the painted areas that were faded. And I think it turned out pretty good. I'll put the links in the description below, but here you go. I started with the grille and the headlights, and that made a huge difference. And then from there, I went ahead and got the new black plastic on top because it was very faded there. I got the black bumper, and then this piece only came in gray, but then also I got these blacked out as well. And then the other thing is I did the mirrors and the door handles, and I think those turned out great. But the one single thing that made the biggest difference, I think, and the cheapest mod, was replacing this piece right here because the chrome had all come off. And then for the back, I have the blacked out smoked lenses for the taillights, and also the bumper I think turned out pretty good. And then I even got that new piece right there because mine was pretty faded, this new piece. But overall, I think it turned out really good. And oh, last, I got a 4-inch tip for the exhaust. And I think besides the wheels, I think that's about as far as I'm going to go with blacking everything out. But there is no more chrome on the vehicle, and I think it looks great. Here's what the lights look like in the back with the trucks on. But they're super bright at night. It's kind of hard to see with the reflection of the sun. This is my 2002 Chevy Tahoe, and I got new lights a few years ago in the front, and I can't believe how discolored they are. And it's only like about 3 years old. So anyway, I'm gonna swap them out and try to do like some smoke stuff, and then try to get rid of most of the chrome on the car. So this whole grille, I got a new grille, it's all black. I got some smoked lenses, and then same thing, this light, or excuse me, this mirror has a lot of paint fading on it, so I got new mirrors that just are all the way black. And then this chrome strip had come off over the years, just like I think going through car washes and whatnot in the sun. And so I'm gonna try to take that off too, and I got some black molding for it. And then same thing back here, I had these lights replaced, and these held up pretty good. They didn't discolor like the front did, but just because I'm doing the smoke on the front, I was gonna do the smoke on the back too. We'll see how it turns out. All right, I've got the passenger side installed, and it looks way better. Nothing less than amazing. Look at this. This is like way better. Way more up to date. Pretty excited about this. And then these are the brights. The previous one was the low beams. Yeah, these are amazing. Even though they're black smoke, they're way brighter. I also got from Boost Auto this connector that makes the fog lights automatically turn on when the other lights do, so you don't have to push the button every time. And it looks kind of like that, and we'll see how that works. Okay, so when I got the new headlights, I got the new fog lights, and then I got the jumper that makes them on all the time, and there's just a remarkable difference in the color quality. And so I ordered the LED ones instead, and this is what the LED version looks like. I think it's way better. It's the same color quality and honestly brightness. I mean, those are bright. So that's a halogen over there, and this is an LED. Huge difference. It's a little more expensive. It's like twice the price. Totally worth it. So this is interesting. The way that this works is it actually has some wires coming out of each of the holes. So you just kind of line it up from the old one, and then you take out the bulb, and then you put in the corresponding right to the right, you know, top, middle, bottom. And then you just plug this part in. So there's no actual wiring to these, just plug and play. It's pretty convenient. I like it. This automotive trim by Dawn Enterprises is the 1-inch thick black automotive trim. Fits perfect into that space. And basically, in order to do it, you just peel off the back, and I did a little bit at a time, and then stuck it in to the edges, and then just used the adhesive to stick it on. And again, with it in both sides of the front and the back, and the adhesive being removed previously, and then the new 3M, I think it's gonna last for a long time. But it worked out great. And I mean, for the price point, I can't find anything else better. And I think it looks way better than the previous chrome. And I think, again, it'll last for a number of years. And even if I had to replace it, it would be real simple and not that expensive. And they're incredibly bright at night. However, I feel like it kind of made the bumper look worse, because now it's more noticeable that it's all faded and has problems. So I was able to find a black textured piece here, and also a black bumper instead of the chrome, and that'll pretty much remove the rest of the chrome off the truck. So let's see how it turns out. All right, got the bumper and the upper and lower valance or fascia off, and then I just got the black bumper put on. There's 3 bolts up top, there's a nut on each side, and then there's 4 at the bottom, and then there's 1 on each side as well, all 15 millimeter. But so far, looking pretty good. In order to put the last piece on the bottom, you have these clips. They go in these rectangular fittings, and then from there, then this goes on, and then you put the other portion of that through. So it looks like these. So this part goes through here on this side, and then clips in to the actual rectangular inserts. I've had this bump in the back of this bumper for several years now. Somebody backed into it, something, when they borrowed my truck. It's not as noticeable on this video as it is in person, but I went ahead and got a black bumper as well, and plus there's some other dings and things here in the plastic and so forth. So I got a new black bumper, pretty good price too, 150 bucks on eBay, and the surface matches the front very well. So that'll be the last piece of chrome on the truck to get rid of. See how it goes. So just got done mostly with the bumper. There's a couple things left to do, but I just wanted to shoot this quick video before I threw my license plate back on and ran to the store. So overall, the bumper really, I think it looks a lot better, of course, because the dent's gone. And it came with, well, all new hardware and a wiring harness, but for my truck, the wiring harness was too short, but interesting. And then it also came with new brackets and also new hardware. There's actually some leftover hardware even. But the one thing it didn't work on this was when I put everything else, everything lined up with the truck, very nice. I mean, it's very level, except for there was a space in between my towing package, and I put a spacer in there, but I don't have another one. And so I'm gonna have to go to the store and get another spacer. But for the most part, that was the only thing, is it required a spacer. But once I had the spacer in, it's solid. It's on there very well. And I did thread locker on every bolt that I put on it together, so hopefully it'll last for many years and won't rattle or develop any problems. The other thing too is after I got the bumper off, I went ahead and spray painted the hitch just because it really looks sore compared to the newer bumper. So I did hit that with some gloss black spray paint, and I think overall came out very good. And then this right here, this is a little latch. I did hit this with matte black spray paint, and I think it came out pretty good as well. Not sure if it's really gonna last on the plastic, but we'll see. Here's what the final bumper looks like with the other spacer in there. And then also I did replace this piece because it didn't turn out very well when I painted it, as well as this piece because paint came off right away, right after the first car wash. The mirrors were super easy to install. It's basically, you take off the interior part of this, the trim inside, and then it exposes 3 nuts. You take the 3 nuts off, this whole thing falls out, and then you basically add the new one, add the wire going through in order to control the power mirrors. And then the door handles were a little trickier, but they're same thing, 3 nuts hold on each one. Just one thing to note is when you do purchase these door handles, the front ones have the keyhole and the rear ones do not. While I was replacing the door handles, on the outside, I also did the interior door handles because mine was kind of falling apart, as you kind of see there. And so these are hard to find. I found one off of eBay. It was used, but definitely in better condition than this one. But I did notice one thing is when I got to this part, this one has a tab on it that this one doesn't have. And unfortunately, it seems like you could take this off with that bolt right there. However, this one's cracked, so it was loose in the first place. That's why, one of the other reasons I wanted to change it. So I think the solution is going to be, I'll need to drill it out because otherwise this piece won't fit in because that's not recessed, it's in the way. So I'm not sure if this came off a slightly different vehicle, maybe a Suburban or versus a Tahoe. I don't know that would be that different, but somehow it's an issue. So using a Dremel tool, I was able to cut that tab off flush, just like the other one originally was. So here's the tab, and now this actually seems to fit pretty good right where it needs to go. And then I just got to get the clips and then pop it down, which will be easier with 2 hands. I got the clips in, was able to push it down with both hands. It actually came out really well.